Today is November 30th, 2025. It is 4:27 a.m. This is video number 2. Video number 1 is on PYTE. I was talking about some stuff regarding Harry and Meghan, their kids, and things like that. So I have a lot to share with you here. So there might be several parts to this recording. I don't know if I'm going to finish all of the things that I have on the list. Okay, so let's go on X. No. Let me pause for a second. My other screen is messing up. Okay, so first tweet. Oh, did I put it twice? I thought I had it on my other tweet as well. Nothing new. Wait a second, this is wrong. I didn't copy the link at all. So this is the first tweet. So it seemed like there's some discussion regarding the houses, the home of the leftovers, and within that discussion, there's some stuff regarding Harry's Fragmore. Well, it's not Harry's anymore. Okay, it's interesting how the Times is acting brand new. They have always known that Andrew and Edward had very, very favorable leases. Even back in 2020, when they were terrorizing Harry for money they knew he didn't owe. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna read all of this so I have an idea what's going on. Queen Elizabeth's sons' original lease agreements were sweetheart deals that bent over backwards to justified terms that got even better when renegotiated. King Charles' younger son, with the melanated wife and kids, had no lease, was doomed for money he then actually pay market rate, and when Charles' mother died, King Charles the Cruel said F her wishes and evicted his son. Okay, so that's regarding Fragmore Cottage. Okay, so this is Edward's home. My goodness. Prince Edward asked to move to Bagshot Park. Sovereign grant paid £1.8 million, and Prince Edward paid £1.3 million for refurbishment of the property. Prince Edward has a 50-year and can will it to his kids. Edward rent was £90,000 per year, but he's allowed to rent the stable block, which he did at a cost that was enough to cover the rent he has to pay. Wow. Okay, so there's Prince Andrew here. Prince Andrew asked to move Royal Lodge after he sold the house the Queen gave him. Is that the one that he sold it and then the people who bought it tear it down? There was a property that Andrew, let me look it up. So that was the prayer I did last. Let me pause and look for it. Okay, so this is what I type on Google. Did Prince Andrew sold a home that later demolished? The answer is yes. Prince Andrew sold his former home, Sunny Hill Park, which was later demolished by the new owner. That's what I was aware of. All right, so you could go on Google and type the same thing, okay, if you want to know more about it. I just want to make sure what I said is correct. All right, so we were here. Prince Andrew asked to move to Royal Lodge after he sold the house the Queen gave him. He supposedly paid £7.5 million to renovate the Royal Lodge. Prince Andrew has a 75-year lease and can will his lease to his kids because he paid for the renovation. He doesn't pay rent, and if his lease is broken in the first 25 years, he will be reimbursed $300,000 for each year remaining of the 25. What kind of thing is that? So they really shortchanged Harry. Harry did exactly that, pay for the renovation of Fragmore, and they took it away from him. My goodness. And it was a gift. Fragmore was a gift to Harry. So let's see here. Prince Harry was offered the use of Fragmore Cottage after British media compromised their safety by printing pics of the inside of their Archewell home. The sovereign grant for the required refurbish was earmarked before the Queen offered the use of the property. £2.4 million refurbished only covered the structure. Prince Harry also paid for fitting and fixture, landscaping, which was about another £2 million. Prince Harry paid market rate for rent. This is why God is rewarding him now. And then look what's happening with Andrew right now. They're all a baggage for God. I'm glad this only Harry and Meghan can be like that, because I don't think I could just let all that money go. But Harry and Meghan, this is their money, but they really did a thing on them to pay all that much, and then they took the house from him. Remember, Harry had said Fragmore Cottage would have been his headquarters whenever he's in the UK. But when you look at it in a way, maybe it's a good thing, because I don't want to say it, but that 28 notice before he goes to the UK because of security thing, it's much more than that. But if Fragmore Cottage was there for him whenever he goes to the UK, it will they will know when he's in town. I'm pretty sure there are many times he goes to the UK, nobody knows. He does his thing and fly right back out. So if he was at Fragmore, they will know when he's in, and then send signals, the bad signals to the deranged people and things like that. But I think with their stupidity, okay, with the leftover stupidity, they're pretty much clearing the path for Harry. Okay, the same number that they did to Diana, it's not gonna happen. Too many prayers and protection whenever he goes to Commonwealth. The prayers, the gifts that they give him and his wife, and I think they even give some stuff to their children. So there are prayers going out for them for their safety and security. So each nonsense that the pettiness, the leftovers are doing to Harry, it's pretty much, I think, it's clearing the path for them to just walk straight through. Yes, I must admit I'm incredibly cynical about Murdoch and Brooke suddenly opting to throw Ed and Sophie under the bus and questioning what the actual motive is, especially since 20 years ago, Ed and Sophie basically were Harry and Meghan. The Sussexes are Wessex who won. Okay, whatever, but let me read what's there. Bottom up. And people wonder why he left. By the time this type of information became public about William, he will probably be in his 7th mansion. What about Anne, Zara, and Peter? Their problem. We don't care. If I was Harry, I will never return to the UK. They don't deserve that man. He is truly a good person and was treated like shit by his family and the press, forcing him to pay money for renovation and not forcing William to pay for his costly renovation. Then him constantly moving is evil. All right. The press has known about Edward's Bagshot Park lease since 1998. March 1998, Bagshot Park. That's a quote, by the way. March 1998, Bagshot Park and a block of stables and Sunningdale Lodge was leased by the Crown Estate to Prince Edward for 50 years, and the lease has been extended for 150. What the hell? They extended for another 150 years? So what happened if they abolished the monarchy? Does that stand, or everything is scratched out because it's under the umbrella of the monarchy? Take a deep breath. What about Princess Anne's house? Who cares? I'm just glad Harry and Meghan have that kind of mentality to just move on, and God is helping them to have a better life. Next tweet. Okay. Seems I was right to question this. Rental arrangement, terms unknown. Okay. So she retweeted that. That was back in 2024. How the hell she remember what she posted? Why are Beatrice and her husband Eduardo Mapelli Muzzi, two non-working royals, living at St. James Palace rent-free? Wherever they go, he always finds a camera every time. Let's see here. Beatrice and Eugenie do 2 garden parties every summer, plus each visit a charity they sponsor once a year in exchange for rent. The Gloucester and the Kent have the same deal. The bit we don't get is Zara and Shrek. Zara and Shrek also live in Crown property for free, but she is not royal, no duty. Yes, she is the royal because of Princess Anne. Zara and Shrek live on Anne's private estate. I should not be laughing about that. Let me stop laughing. They had their own house. They purchased when they got married, then soon after sold it, made a profit, moved on mother's estate and did, but taxpayers pay for the security they enjoy. The Duke of Mazzarella must be livid knowing he is further away from the royal fold. The Duke of Mazzarella. I'm telling you, the squad has some freaking way of naming people. None of our business. I know, right? I mean, to a certain extent, yeah, but whatever. This is the discussion. Anne has an apartment there as well. It's her London residence. Okay, after these three, that's it. Bottom up. If he is so rich, why stay at the palace? That's Beatrice's husband. They claim he's a developer, and his ex, shall I say fiance, or whoever, the baby mama one, who lives in the US, is an architect, and he left her for that. Firing the Queen's reign, the explanation was royal must live in crown property for security reason. Good explanation, the plebe never asked question for 70 years. I believe that's because the institution and system still believe royal don't work to keep them under control. I don't know. At times, an investigation needs to be carried out about Princess Beatrice and her husband rental arrangement at St. James Palace. Aren't they non-working royals? Okay, so that's that. Let's go to the next one. It's talking about homes. The first couple of tweets is talking about the homes. Maybe each of these should be a video by themselves. Alright, next tweet. Prince Harry, 5th in line, live in a cottage. Edward, 15th in line, live in over 100-room estate. But royalists, trolls, and British media keep telling the spare he should leave his wife and children to return home to help the family. Shows how sick in the head they are. Alright, so these are the properties. Who's that? Bagshot. So that's Edward. My goodness. There's Harry Fragmore. And not only that, he used to eat over his father's sink, remember, in Spare? And they want him to return to this. There's him in the back. Okay, let's see here. And told him to get out. Alright. And the Netflix series, various bits of footage shows the couple in situ at the cottage, including one segment featuring an ancient Prince Harry. Alright, let's see here. That is why he remains silent and does the opposite. Yeah, and God is rewarding him. The more they reveal their atrocities against Harry, the angrier it makes me. Yeah, it does. That's why I'm like, this could only happen to Harry and Meghan because they have that inner peace, because not everybody will just go quietly like that. And then they're still blaming them for whenever, they say something, let's say for the docuseries, Spare, they're getting angry at him and they expect him to absorb all the stupidity they're throwing at them. Okay? The more they reveal the atrocities against Harry, the angrier it makes me. Harry has no business giving that family his time. They made their bed. Harry has chosen for better. That's the heart here. The cottage was Fragmore, which is a 5-bedroom, 5,000 square foot home. Before they moved there, apartment 1, a 21-room home, was being prepared for them in Kensington Palace, but they didn't want to live that close to William and Catherine.
As for his relationship with Prince William,
the relationship is space.
But remember, Fragmore was a gift and he paid for renovation. Okay, so there's all of that. I mean, this is the distance. Harry wants space. He told us he wants space from them because William seems to be, in my humble opinion, cannot mind his own business. Harry and Meghan want peace and quiet.
Family back from all I have ever known. To take a step forward into what I hope can be a more peaceful life.
He even left the freaking country. They still find ways to bother their peace of mind. So there are people who wants to live their life for the amount of time God gives them. But the other one refused to leave him alone. He lives miles away from him and he still can't leave him alone. Alright, the cottage was Fragmore. Okay, I read this. Palace live close to... Okay. What we have been hearing for weeks on social media has finally hit the headlines. Edward and Sophie have a similar housing payment arrangement as Andrew. Queen, though the royal family understand their problems don't end with Andrew. It's the entire rotten edifice. The late queen ensured that all her children were suitably provided for. The king did the opposite for his own son. He says son here. Well, one of them. Well, he probably would have done the same thing to William, but William is the heir due to, I guess, the rules and things like that. I don't think Charles cared for his kids at all, because anything that's attached to Princess Diana, I think he despises it. There's a deep hatred within him, it seems. All right. And the other thing I have said about the queen with his kids is that she really take care of all of her kids. And it seems like for each branch of the family, the offspring of the queen, her duties is to take care of her kids. And she did. And then whatever she gives to her kids, which is Andrew, Charles, Edward, and Anne, is up to her kids to take care of their kids, which is grandkids. Meanwhile, Charles, who should have take care and protect Harry, didn't do that, which is what some of the tweets are mentioning here. That's the difference between having a caring mother or an absent, negligent father. Yeah, and look at Princess Diana. She took care of her kids, make sure they will be well off, and especially Harry, because she knew the institution will not care for him. Shows he would be mad to have any dealing with that family again. Right, that is Fragmore Cottage. No, I spoke about this before. There's two. One is Fragmore House, and I think it's this, and Fragmore Cottage. Let's see if somebody responds to it. Let me pause. All right, so I took the screenshot already. So there's the differentiation here. Fragmore House is a large grade 1 listed royal residence used for state occasion, while Fragmore Cottage is a separate, smaller residence in the same estate. Okay, let me copy this. Go on X. This is Fragmore Cottage. Put this. All right. I don't want to say too much. I just posted this. You could, I should say it's Fragmore House, but whatever. There's that. Let me block it and finish. You know, I know what I'm gonna do. Let me start a new one. Let me pause. I'll show you after I finish. All right, so I find this picture next to each other, which is perfect. This was Fragmore House. There's the picture here, and Fragmore Cottage. This is where Harry and Meghan were, and this Harry's name right next to it is this. Where is it? This I took. All right, so let's post it here. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this. Delete that, yes, but keep this. I said, no, it's not. What you showed is Fragmore House. Harry and Meghan were staying at Fragmore Cottage. All right, so the images are there. I was gonna block her. We shall see. But anyway, what's next? I took too long on this. All right, yes, Rachel wanted Windsor. Oh, please. Meghan doesn't care. Remember when Oprah was talking in one interview where she was saying she was shocked to see where they were living, where Meghan was living with Harry? Meanwhile, Meghan left her home, who probably was 10 times better than Fragmore Cottage. Okay, it's because of love. All right, let's see here. Yes, Rachel wanted Windsor Castle. She was told no, but you could pause and read this. Let me pause and then respond to it, and then I'm gonna share it with you and then block her. All right, I'm spending too much time on this. All right, so this is what I wrote here. Lady or Bat, shut the F up. Meghan went from a beautiful modern home in Canada to a much smaller, more cramped Fragmore Cottage. She essentially downgraded her living situation to be with Harry. All right, so this is the image that I put. All right, I took that from Google. This is her home in Canada. She rented. Look at her shoes collection. All right, and then there's this. That's the only one I could find that somewhat I could take picture of. Okay, so let's post that. Let's black this. And other squaddies put says other more thing here. What effing bullcrap. What planet are you on? Meghan never wanted the castle, you fool. As for Edward, of course, he was supposed to be a working royal. There are enough people in that family to work, so Harry then leave them high and dry. BS, Lisa. Don't you get bored of telling lies about Meghan? Alright, so there's all of that. I already posted. Let's black it and move to the next one. Okay, I think I'm gonna make this video just that regarding the homes. Let me see what's the next one is. If it's about the homes, I'll continue. If not, I'll stop and create the next video. Okay, so there's that. Two things are shocking on Prince Edward Bagshot Park lease story. One, Prince Edward used a shell corporation to list the property. Two, okay, what did I say? Did I say one? One, Prince Edward used a shell corporation to list the property. Two, Edward could sell his 150-year lease to anyone as long as they can afford the property maintenance, unlike Andrew, who had a £500,000 buyout. Okay, I already looked at the one that he sold, and whoever purchased it destroyed. I don't know what kind of thing is this. Okay, I really don't understand. His laugh here, that picture of him, it pretty much laughing at the taxpayers. I don't understand this kind of arrangement. When you rent something, okay, you cannot demolish it or sell it to somebody else. I don't know what kind of arrangement is this. Like the apartment that I'm in right now, if I don't like it, my ass have to move out and leave it as is. I cannot do anything. Yes, if I want, I could paint it and things like that. That has nothing to do with the structure. It's either leave the property, the apartment better, or just as is. But you cannot modify it to a completely different things. I don't know what's going on over there. Okay, according to the term of Edward lease extension signed in 2007 with his company Eclipse Namis Limited. This is the first time I'm hearing of this. Okay, I'll put this. Let me pause and write the name. I'll do the same thing that I did with his Ardent Production. Let me pause for a second to write the name. Okay, so I typed the name of the company. All right. According to the terms of Edward's lease extension signed in 2007 with his company Eclipse Nominees Limited, he paid $5 million upfront for a lease of 150 years, but pays only a peppercorn rent. There are no conditions on the further sale of Edward's lease. Beyond that, the new tenant could afford the property's maintenance, leaving open the possibility that Edward could profit from its sale. I don't know. Assuming he will not live 150 years, this shell cooperation might just help him pass it on tax-free. Alright? Or him or his heir could sell the lease without ever acknowledging that he did so. And they think Harry wants to come back to these shenanigans. Harry is a property owner with a property deed, not a lease agreement. Even when he comes back, I believe he wants nothing to do with them houses. These houses are one more thing meant to control people. Other than the king and the heir to the throne, everyone else seems to be controlled by the royal allowance they receive. What a life to live. Yes, it is. Can you imagine a scenario where Harry, Meghan, and their kids are financially controlled by the always incandescent when he's king? Thanks to God for the Fells 50-50. I'm telling you, look at how unhappy Mrs. is, and Mr. Peggy always had a thing for his brother. There's that. Okay, after this, that's it. This one says liar. I recall when his dad got him a place in SAS training. What's SAS? Okay, he cried every day. He could perform even the easiest task. Is it Edward? When he was training to be in the, the army, whatever he was training for, which he left. He could perform even the easiest task. He was begging every day to go home. So, yeah, Edward. He got the name Mavis because he was a gem dove, okay? Has Edward ever held a job? All right, Her Majesty was not going to leave her spare sons at the mercy of Moody Chuck under the influence of rich from north or south, don't care, you decide. Just like Princess Di left Harry's money in the care of her sister as trustees. Leave it to women to kick asses with 6 feet under. That is true. That is true. We may not agree the way this is happening, how they blindsided people, taking people for a ride, but the queen did what she had to do for her, for her kids. All right, let's see. This is the next one. Otherwise, it's gonna be the last one. Okay, so now we're gonna be talking about Kate. So that'll be a different video. Okay, because the squad are sharing this because when Meghan went to volunteer for Thanksgiving, I saw some tweets regarding her not wearing a hairnet or something like that. So the squad start talking. Okay, look at this. She's not wearing hairnet. So we'll be discussing this tweet in the next video. Okay, so that is it for this video because we were focusing too much on the houses. So we'll leave it as that. This is what happened when I do a good job with the list. I group them together. So please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. All right, stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.